Hey everyone, welcome back to Black Girls Garden 2. This is June 2022. A few peppers that I grown from seed. And this is the world hottest pepper, Carolina Reaper. I have no idea what I'm going to be doing with this one, but we're going to give it a try. It can't be grown next to your regular bell peppers. This is a bell pepper and jalapeno peppers inside the raised garden bed, but this is in a grow bag. And the reason it's in a grow bag is so that when it starts budding, I can move it so that they won't cross-pollinate with each other. But this is a pepper that got blown over in the wind, and there's a little one on there. And this is the pepper that fell off. It have, I think, blossom and rot, but I think it was just too wet, and the rain just took over and snapped some of them in half. But that's a jalapeno. And this is thyme, my first year growing thyme, and all of my herbs are in grow bags because it's easier to move, and they come back every year in our zone. This is a strawberry peppermint, first year for that one, and this is a chocolate mint, and they smell just like strawberries and chocolate. And this is a regular peppermint that I had growing for the past 4 years, and I propagated and split it up into a couple of different pots, and that's another one in the back. But there's a mojito mint plant and a purple sage. Everything is in grow bags. And this is my sugar snap peas. I planted these in early spring, and this is over 8 feet tall. But it has these pretty purple flowers that develop, and your pea comes out of that flower. And they turn into these little pods, and you can harvest them whenever you like. I come out in the mornings and pick a few and eat them straight from the vine because I don't like them cooked. But these are the peas that you get from the grocery store, your Chinese food. They give you stir fry. This is the pea that they use. But it's wild. It gets really tall. So I have a few bamboo sticks holding it together so that it can climb around it. And here I'm just cutting a few pieces off. And the wind blew this plant over too, so I had to do some lifting of it and fixing the vines to start growing upwards instead of down. It even vined inside of one of my tomato plants. So I'm sure I would have way more peas than this if it had a lot of space to go. But I have to keep everything composed because we live in an area where deers frequent. No, they actually get on my nerves. But they come through and eat everything, and they come in packs of 10, 12, 15 of them at a time. So it's hard to keep them out of the garden. So we put this deer netting around everything to protect everything from the deer. And there they go. And this here is some marigolds I grew from seed. I grew these in like the 6-pack seed trays, and that's what came out. So I put them in the box right there. This is the okra bed. These all I planted. Well, all of these I planted 2 weeks apart, so they vary in size. So The smaller ones probably just got planted 2 weeks ago. These are medium and large, so these were probably planted almost 4 to 6 weeks ago. So they all 2 weeks apart, just so I don't harvest okra all at the same time, because you can't eat all of that okra. I don't like okra, but my husband do. My aunt loves it. This is lemon basil. This is my first year growing that one. Just a little cilantro I threw in between the okra and some regular basil, purple basil over here in the corner. So we'll see what we get out of that. But that's the different sizes, and the raised garden beds I have is all 4x4s. This is a cloudy day tomato I grew from seed. It's actually a indeterminate tomato plant, which means it will grow all season. So your determinate tomato plants grow all in fruit at one time. This one, I'll get tomatoes throughout the whole summer, and that's just the flowers that grow. And I've sprinkled the fruit of my bed, a few basil seeds at the bottom because they're compatible. But I put a stake in the middle, and this is a tomato cage. And yeah, I just weave everything upwards so it can stay upright. And there's the basil. I don't even like tomatoes for real, but I grow them anyway because it's fun. They pretty. They stink. And these are the netting. There's like bird netting, mosquito netting I put over top of the tomatoes because the white moth will plant their little eggs on them and turn into caterpillars, and ew, I can't take it. But this is my celery. They're all growing in separate pots so that when it's too hot, I can move them to a shaded area of my garden so it won't, I guess cook the celery. But I have to water these twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day, because they are really, they absorb a lot of water. So you'll be watering these a lot, basically. And these are beets and cabbage, and this is my sweet corn I grew from seed. I have 2 kale plants in this bed because they were still growing from my spring crop, and I left them in there in case we wanted to juice or anything like that. But they grow fine with the corn. It's not in the way. This corn will get so massive, they would definitely, you won't even see them. But this is me starting my corn from seed. And these are the 6-inch, 3-inch seed cells. It's the 6 packs. So I just fill it up with some soil. And you don't have to push it so deeply, just tap it in. I poke a little hole for the seed to go into the corn seed. And I put them all under the grow lights I have indoors. And the light, I'll keep on for 24 hours because it's warm outside, and they'll germinate really fast. But this is the corn transplanted into my garden, so you can start your corn seeds early. The only thing I recommend is you not leaving them in the seed cells longer than 2 weeks because they grow really, really fast, honestly. Like 2 weeks and they in the ground, and this is what you get 2 weeks later. So they grow really fast. I have a garden sage right behind this garden bed, but this is another spot I threw in some basil in different spots of the garden, especially when you gardening in small spaces. I just put plants wherever I see space in the ground. No, you don't have to have too much dirt exposed. But here I have a orange habanero pepper plant. This is my first time growing this plant. And yeah, it grows like a umbrella, I guess. I don't know, it grows really funny and compact. But this is some peppers that's already fruiting. And that'll get moved as well. This is some lettuce that I grew over the spring that we harvested. And this is it washed off and cleaned up. These are some radishes that were growing. And my basil, I started from seed, so that's why I had so much of it. I planted it everywhere. My green pepper plants, I grew from seed as well. And this right here is the largest carrot I've ever harvested. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.